I'm excited to introduce this next series for our next upcoming project, a Strawbale ADU. I've just picked up our permit and I'm excited about this project because it's going to be the first of its kind in Greensboro, North Carolina. The permit was pretty challenging to get because of its uniqueness, because it is a straw bale project and we've never done one of those here in Greensboro before. So what is an ADU? You've probably become familiar with that term in the last few years. ADUs are becoming very popular. It stands for accessory dwelling unit, and that means it's something that's built or added onto a structure or a house on land that you already own. So it's an easy way for people to create a guest suite or an apartment or a mother-in-law, a granny flat, rental income. It's easier than trying to go out and buy a new house for that purpose. So a lot of people have found accessory dwelling units to be a great alternative to increase density in population and sometimes to increase income. For our project, our clients are older and their younger daughter wants to live near them so that she can be able to take care of them in the future, but she still wants her privacy and her independence. So she's going to have this basically small house, 700 square feet, just in the backyard. So she'll have her privacy. She'll still be able to do all of her own things, but she'll be very close by for dinners or if they need anything and just to keep up community. So this is going to be a straw bale structure. So what that means is we're using straw, bales of straw that you see out in the field or that you see at landscaping stores. We're using bales of straw as the insulation material for this house. That is a natural building material. People have been using it for, well, hundreds of years, really, but we've sort of lost touch with how to use it and what it's good for. And it hasn't been done under a permitted process in Greensboro before, so I'm really excited to bring that to the population here, to just introduce it to homeowners, to the neighborhood, to the community, but also to the building industry, to show them that this is a product that is accessible, that is really easy to use, and that just creates a really special finished project. So why would you use straw bale? First of all, it's a local resource for most places. Straw bale farmers exist all over the United States, growing wheat straw or rice straw or other types of straw. But we're going to use wheat straw. We're going to get our straw bales from Burlington, North Carolina, which is just one city over. So we're well within 100-mile radius. And wheat straw is typically a byproduct. The farmers grow wheat, they harvest that, they sell off the wheat for us to eat and consume, and the straw that is left over in the field often can just be burned or left to waste or not usable for the farmer in most ways. So by harvesting it, baling it up into these bales, and by us being able to use it in the building industry, we're actually supporting these local farmers in another way. Straw is actually a really great insulation product, and I'm going to go into that in more details in upcoming videos as we go through this series of build. But what's great about it is that it just creates this warm, inviting space once you're in it. We're going to put in a lot of insulation from this straw in the house, a lot more than just the base code requires. And the walls that will be created are going to be thick. They'll have deep windowsills because the straw bales are thick. The plaster on the inside is going to be earthen plaster, which means it's either going to be clay or lime. It's going to be inviting and warm. There's all sorts of artistic interpretation you can use when you're creating the windowsills and around door frames, or just creating art, or just putting niches and shelves in the wall. The straw bale just lends itself to all sorts of really beautiful, artistic, warm, and inviting walls that are just going to be different than what you would find in a conventional build with just the straight, plain, hard drywall that you just paint. So we're going to use straw bale. We're going to do earthen floors, which means that instead of concrete, which is concrete is a really high carbon material within the building industry, we're going to try and eliminate as much concrete as we can, and we'll show you what kind of alternative foundation we're using for this build. But instead of just doing a slab floor in the middle of the house, we're going to do earthen floors, which means that we're going to be building it up, protecting it as you would from underneath, as you would a slab, and we'll go into this in a more detailed video. but we're going to be using a mix of sand and clay and straw and building up this earthen floor and finishing it off with some natural materials that hardens it but makes it still feel warm under your feet. It makes it feel softer, like you're walking on hardwood floors or maybe even softwood floors rather than concrete. So that's better for your joints, better for your body. It just feels better. Again, I'm excited to use and introduce earthen floors to the community here in Greensboro. So we're going to start building tomorrow with the leveling of the ground and installing some of the perimeter foundation. And like I said, I'm going to go do some videos that follow the foundation and lots of different steps along the progress. We're going to show you how we're deciding to frame the walls, how the straw bales go in, the different steps of the earthen floors. And I'm just excited for this project, and I hope that you will follow along as we move through this. If you're curious about how to do straw bale or any sort of natural building techniques, or even just the alternative materials that we will use that aren't considered natural building but are still eco-friendly, they're still low impact. We're still trying to reduce the amount of carbon that we release into the environment with this project. So we're still creating an eco-friendly, sustainable, energy efficient, airtight construction house. A lot of it we're going to do with natural building techniques. Some of it we're going to do with some like sort of higher technology, new products that are coming out on the market. So follow along as we move through this series, and I'm excited for it, and I hope you can join us. Thanks.